Hello, my name is Fane Conant, and I made a video about a year or so ago, and I think it's about time for me to update what I've been up to. And I'd like to begin by speaking about God's amazing goodness to me. About a couple of months ago, I had the most horrific accident. I was walking down from the Long Min, which is the high point near Church Stretton, and I stumbled over some rocks and ended up falling literally 2 feet downhill and crashing headfirst against the most solid rock. My head was split open from here to here. And behind me were 2 women, and they were both doctors. And they immediately came to my aid, gave me first aid, etc., etc. I then went into the ambulance and to hospital. And I said to these 2 doctors and also the fireman who came to take me down and the paramedics, I said, look, I'm in your wonderful hands, but I'm in God's good hands. The result was that I had 11 stitches in my head and I was concussed. And for the first week, I was completely wiped out. And then also very, very tired afterwards. But I had a mission to go on just 5 or 6 weeks later. And my question in my mind was, would I be able to go to Bulgaria? And amazingly, about 3 days after the accident, I was reading the Bible, I was reading from James, and I want to read you what I read because it just spoke so powerfully to me. From James 4, now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. Why? You do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a while and then vanishes. And I thought, that could have been me. I could easily have been killed. Instead, James writes, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. And that spoke to me so powerfully. If it was the Lord's will, I would go to Bulgaria. And I went just about 6 weeks later. But after 10 hours travelling from Luton Airport by air and then road to the hotel I was staying in, I was completely exhausted. And although I had a meeting at 7 o'clock to speak at, and they asked me to get to the restaurant at 6:15, prepare for that, I just said, I've got to sleep. So I went to sleep, I got up and I went to the restaurant about 10 to 7, and I was feeling very weak, I was feeling vulnerable, and as a result of my accident, as if I smile you will see, I lost a tooth and I was feeling pretty self-conscious about that. So all in all, I wasn't feeling good. But God's wonderful, wonderful goodness to me was that I spoke at that meeting as well as I've ever spoken. And that happened throughout the mission. Let me tell you just a fraction about this mission. It was in Bulgaria, near Sofia, as they call it. And I only had 3 events. I spent £5,000, travelled that distance, all that travelling, for just 3 events. But a lot of people attended them. And the result was, and I don't normally talk about numbers, but this is just to demonstrate the incredible outcome of what God enabled. During those 3 events, 88 people said they'd put their faith in Jesus Christ. Now I know not all 88 are what you might call born-again Christians, but nevertheless, they responded in that way. And so if I was to ask myself, is it worth going to Bulgaria for just 3 events? And I think you know the answer. Of course. I'd go for 1 event, for 1 person, because to find Jesus Christ is the most important, the most wonderful thing in life. And then, just to update, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to Serbia, where I actually have a much longer mission. So that's where I'm at, and previous this year I've had some good times in Seville and in Kosovo. So thank you for your interest. And let's keep praying together. And God is so good.